What's up, YouTube? Now, today in this video, I want to give you guys a brief history of my life story where it is currently. Now, in previous times, if you check my channel, when I used to just do some of this talk, I said my parents have been a real like barrier that I have to cross in this journey, and a lot happened recently that made them even crazier. So, there's this deal I struck with my dad a few weeks ago. I said, I want him to support me in this my profem stuff, and the goal was just to get a 10k account every single week, no, every single month, and then the drawdown on the 10k account is $800. Yeah, so I'm gonna be risking like $200. I'm gonna pass the trade. I'm gonna pass the account, right? I passed the $200,000 profem account, but I did not have $900 to go to the funded stage. That's why I'm still here. You know what it means to have 200, to be close to having 200k funded, but then you don't have 900. And sometimes I have to put link in bio for those of you that want to learn how to trade, so that at least I can render services to you guys and get money in return, and then flip it and use it too. But trust me, the moment I make my first $1,000,000, I'm not teaching anybody. That's the kind of person I am. I don't want people to just come on social media and be like, he's just selling, he's making money from courses, he doesn't know how to trade, all those bullshit that I see they used to drag all of these big traders on the internet. Yo, the moment I get rich, I'm just gonna be like Julian Petrulas. No single mentorship. You guys will just be watching me. I'll make a trade, make $10 million, $20 million, carry the money, dump it inside my companies, because I'm gonna have a lot of companies I'm going to be starting the moment I enter the realms of tens of millions. And I'm saying this with genuine. If you check my previous video where I talked about searching my name on the Forbes list, that isn't a fluke. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. We're gonna get to that Forbes list in my 20s, because now let me even tell you guys something. Sometimes people see what someone is doing and they'll be like, this guy is delusional, he's just deceiving himself. Anything that has been done by a human being in this freaking universe is not delusion. The youngest self-made billionaires on the planet are 22 years old, and they are 22. I'm not even saying I want to be a billionaire by 22. Maybe like 28. I want to be on Forbes list. You get the point. But someone else will be like, how dare you? Like, if you get some kind of people mindset, honestly, it's very irritating. And what's even making me angry is that I'm surrounded by a lot of those people. We have them, a lot of them. Families. We have, in fact, if it's friends, the moment I see someone like the mindset is like that of a chicken, I just disconnect them from my friendship straight. So I don't actually have friends in that kind of category. All my friends are people who are vicious enough to tear this world down. And even I'm going to have a girlfriend, that's the same thing. So I don't publicly have a girlfriend, but in my mind, therefore, I want to marry. And that's the kind of mindset that the person has. So the point is, there's nothing that is a delusion that has been done by someone else before on this freaking planet. If I had people in my family who were on the Forbes list, they're going to tell me, bro, this is too realistic. In fact, this your goal is even on, like, they even tell me this your goal is a lazy goal. We have men on this planet that are worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Imagine if you've been saving $10,000 since the birth of Jesus for every single day. You wouldn't still have more money than Mike Adenuga, not to even talk of Dangote or people like Elon Musk. You won't even be there. $10,000 a day since over 2,000 years ago. That's to tell you that saving is bullshit. I don't save money. Sometimes I tell myself, if I save 30,000 naira every month, in 10 months I'll save 300,000 naira. And I look at myself, the most money I've made in a day is about $200, which is that same 300,000 naira. And I can flip $2 to that 200. So instead of saving 30,000 every month, keep $2 and wait for a few confirmations and flip it. Sometimes, in fact, the flips I used to do, because they are just small accounts, I feel like they are not necessary for YouTube. So I'm only going to come back to YouTube when I'm doing flips of like $100 to 10K. But before I get there, they're not saying anything. I'll just, flip my small $8, $10, use it to eat food. Just live my normal life like that. uh So back to where this story was now in the beginning. I was talking about the opposition that's coming to me from family. So when I told my dad that deal, he didn't actually feel happy about it because last semester in school I registered 6 courses and I only went to write exam for two and I only wrote one. The other one I was chased out of the hall, and guess what? I didn't feel a single shit in my body. I didn't feel nothing. I just left the hall. I'm telling you, that's how serious it is. So right now, there are a few things I'm waiting for before I'm going to materialize the real version of myself. But currently, I can say I've conquered the abyss. I've gone through days where I cried. Literally, I just woke up in the night, cry, beg the universe, beg God. Sometimes I even wake up, I'll start praising God, look for one Christian music and be dancing like a fool. But guess what? Nonsense still happened. Last year, around this time last year, I was on some dangerous fastings, and that fastings opened a lot of doors. But early this year, I started the fast, nothing happened. The fastings weren't working, prayers weren't working. I tried giving out a lot. There was a day I gave out, I think, all the money in my wallet to a church, and then the next day someone came to me that he wants to sign up for mentorship, and he brought 4 times that money. After that I didn't see anything like that again. So just some crazy, like there hasn't been an invisible hand that's pushing me. And now the what family people were thinking is that, yeah, this guy is just gambling, he's making the heavens ashamed of him, the Lord has forsaken him. Just like, in the Bible, when God allowed the devil to test Job, and then his friends were telling him, you must not be innocent, you have done something wrong, God cannot allow this thing to touch you if your hand is still clean. Bullshit that were coming from some non-player characters in life. That's what they were telling Job. But guess what? All these things are natural things that happen in life. The reason why most people, religious people, don't succeed in life is because they're just putting this, oh my God, God loves you, God pampers you, He won't let anything scratch you, divine direction. If you listen to God, you will never miss a target. Bullshit. God will purposely allow you to miss a target to learn a lesson. They don't teach that. God will allow you go through storms, fire, hell, so you become stronger. They won't teach you that. The process that God used to give Jesus the rank of having a name which is above every name and sitting down on the right hand of God was pain. So how do you want to become great without pain? That's the point. So this is what they don't teach people in church. And then the Bible says that the last days are the days when men have itchy ears. So men do not want to hear something that is not sweet. That's why pastors intentionally tell you things that are sweet so they can take your tithe, your offering, your money. The last days, this is crazy. I don't even want to even go to where I'm going. So the point is, we see a lot of this thing in nature. The Bible says, except the seed falls to the ground and die, it remains alone. But when it dies, it will bring forth more fruit. So this is a simple thing that happens to the human soul. Your soul can't mature or bring out anything out of it in life. See, it falls to the ground and dies. And that's what I just did. I've fallen to the ground, I've died. This version is a new one, unrecognizable, ununderstandable. In fact, my parents hate this new version, and this new version hates anybody that hates it. That's just it. It's banter for banter. I know they do. Me, I'm not. If you slap me, I'll give you here. Slap me here, I'll give you on your own cheek. I have my idea. So the point now is that we see a lot of this thing in nature. Before gold becomes pure, we take the metals, all this rock stuff, put it through all these heats. By the time it goes through that high temperature of heat, the gold becomes refined and becomes pure. Same thing we see with carbon. We take carbon, which is like charcoal black. When it goes into the deepest, darkest part of the earth, After years, it turns to diamond. So how do you want to become fine and attractive if you don't go into the abyss? That's why if you check my bio on Instagram, you see the way up is in the abyss, in hell. That's the way up. Hell is the training ground. When you go to hell and you conquer, you're gonna come back successful. So I just did this video to like just release this. Now these videos have been actually seeds that I'm planting that I'm gonna watch in the future. So in the future, I'm gonna look at this version of me and say, yo, bro, you proved them all wrong, because yo, right now like this is just me and God that gave myself. Nobody really sent me, and honestly, I don't give a fuck about anybody on this planet. That's just the truth. I thank my parents for bringing me into the world, but yo, I came with a purpose from eternity, and that purpose, until every single bit of that purpose is maximized on this planet, I'm not saying no to anything. Let me tell you guys a funny story that happened. So because I now opened up to my parents and we're like, I don't have passion in this school, they should get me something else. I personally wanted to go to. I know I have side hustles, right? I'm gonna be like, I edit videos very good. So I said, okay, I'm gonna be using my laptop to do video editing and some kind of things. My parents were like, ah, yo, like they were just scared. Oh my god, this guy's gonna be a failure, blah blah blah. All these people that don't like school, they end up in this. But if you now look at it from this point, go and check all these people that are rich, that just looks like they're naturally rich. They failed at school. Like this was, hard. The ones that go finish school, they finish with third class or pass. So when you see that your passion in school has started reducing, just know that you are built for something outside of school. Some people, their own is sports, football, athlete. In fact, there's this guy that the parents pressured him to read medicine. He finished reading the medicine. The father threw a party to celebrate him. Then he gave the father the certificate and walked out of the event to go and play football. And there was the just similar story, but the guy, he finished medicine, passion consumed him, but the depression from parents' rejection after he gave them the certificate, he just looked for a skyscraper, jumped from it, ended his life. Because the truth is, once passion consumes you, you will understand that you cannot live your life doing something that's outside that passion. That's why I told my parents, I said, look, if you guys don't want me to do this, I might as well just go anonymous, block all of you, and there will be two options. The first option is that you see me on the news in a few years' time and I'm spitting some absolute fire, right? Or you hear that they found my dead body in a lagoon somewhere. I've committed suicide, because there was a point that life held me to commit suicide in this journey of this trading and all this doing entrepreneurship stuff. And I told myself, than for me to quit, give into school, give into 9 to 5, work for 40 years, end up as a loser, broke, poor, irrelevant both in life and in the afterlife. I told myself I'd rather just die and go to hell, even if it's by suicide, because that's going to be more fulfilling for me, that I died for something I love, and for me to live a long life of frustration and regret on this surface of this damn earth. So that's just the point. So because I told them that thing, they became scared. They thought, the devil has possessed me. And they now told me they're gonna bring a bishop to, counsel me. And then by the time we're done with counseling, I saw, this bishop, based on he was told that I have spiritual problems, trying to pray and cast out the devil. So because once you become great now, it's the devil. But when you accept that, okay, I want to do school, I want to work for the government for 40 years and be poor, then your fellow people that have worked for the government and are not rich, they are not financially free. You'll now feel like, yeah, this is the calling of God. You have a great calling. Bullshit. Absolute. Okay, I hope YouTube doesn't take all this bullshit I'm saying as explicit word. But look, the truth is, if you want to achieve something, you can achieve it. That's just the point. Anybody can be any fucking thing he wants to be. The reason why um I'm here today is simply because I saw people who were where I want to be in life and I took their advice. And then the same process that they went through is what I'm going through now. Period. The abuse that I went through broke down that old version of me and rebirthed this new version of me that has this. You guys just see a calm person talking on the screen, don't know what's going on here. I'm a very aggressive, vicious human being. So that's just how it is. So when you want to be whatever you want to be, the process will just break that old version of you that's not willing and ready and capable of handling that blessing. And then the new version of you will now come out having the capacity to handle that blessing. And this process is same for every single person on this planet, irrespective of your race, your gender, your religion, your whatsoever. That's why in churches, when they tell you, God makes rain to fall on the good and the evil, it's the same rain, just plant. Tomorrow, the judge will not tell you, they'll not tell you in church that you haven't paid tithe, that's why you're not flourishing. So the two doesn't add up, contradicting things. So the point is, me, I don't like contradicting things. So I just choose one thing. There were times where I listened to so much esoteric teachings and like, okay, this makes sense. Then I now go to church and see what they're doing in church. I'm like, I just wish I could correct them, but they will tell you, can you defend it from the Bible? If yes, if no, chase you out. Anything that's not in the Bible is a lie. And there are many things that are supposed to be in the Bible that are not in the Bible, that were erased from the Bible, so they can use the one that in the Bible to control the masses. Anyways, that's not the reason for this video. I've talked too much. But if you watch this video to this point, I really want to appreciate you for contributing to this channel, and I want to encourage you just to get your popcorn and sit down. Maybe watching my life will be an inspiration to you, I don't know. But between now and 2030, trust me, there's gonna be a serious change in who I am today. Check it out. This is KNG to the JEHU of all streets. My birthday is coming up in 3 weeks from now, so expect a birthday vlog. Oh shit, it's my birthday. I'm gonna be in school. I have lectures till 6 p.m. But I'm gonna celebrate the birthday the day before the birthday because it's gonna be on a Monday, so I'm gonna celebrate it on a Sunday, and then the Monday is going to be the birthday. So yeah, like and subscribe to the channel. More stories like this coming soon.